That's right, everyone. We are here at Disney's Animal Kingdom, and we're here to do a couple things like the safari. We'll probably hit a dinosaur and stick around for Rivers of Light later on this evening. Alright, let's go. Okay, just got off a dinosaur. Couldn't really record in there because, well, one thing is a little bit rough, a little bit dark too. Well, I think it's a little too dark for my current camera to handle. So, it's alright. Very fun ride. So, let's continue on.
Adventurers and explorers alone. Alright, and namaste. My name is Adam, and welcome to the Anandapur Avian Sanctuary. It's beautiful here, huh? Yeah, I came here some time ago because it was one of the few places that I could follow my dream to become a caretaker of amazing and exotic birds from all over the world. And my favorite part of each day is this, when explorers like all of you come to learn about the birds. So, do you want to meet some of my friends? Well, perfect. I think they're just about ready to meet you. That guy, that's JJ. And JJ is a great horned owl. And he is nocturnal. What does nocturnal mean? Exactly right. He's a night owl. And not only does he see very well in the dark, but he's capable of flying almost completely silently as well. He also flies really low, so make sure we all stay seated. But if we listen really carefully, we'll hear exactly what I'm talking about. Now imagine in the still of the night, a single noise could give away his exact location.
Russell! Russell, where are you? Oh, the kids wandered off again. Oh, I'm exhausted. And here we are in, where's it? Oh, Anandapur. Well, at least we're still in India. I tell you what, this job is for the birds. Ah! Oh, literally. Wow. Oh, boy.
Can I help?
Wow, what are you doing sneaking up on me like that? Oh, hi, I'm Frank Jones, Wilderness Explorer Troop Leader. I'm looking for a kid named Russell. He's a Wilderness Explorer Scout. He's got a uniform on. He couldn't have gotten far. Oh, and he's got his dog with him, too.
Well, no dogs around here, just birds, like that guy who just flew in, that was JJ. He's a great horned owl. We were talking about how they can stalk their prey in the dark of the night.
Their prey? You mean like I was the... Oh, good job on that. Yeah. Wait, birds. Maybe you could help. See, we're on this trip to help Russell get his bird badge, right? But the kid keeps wandering off in search of some non-existent bird called a Kevin or something. And we were supposed to find the Anandapur Avian Sanctuary, but the kid's got my compass, and I can't make heads or tail feathers out of this map without my compass. Can you read this map without a compass? Not me neither. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Jones! Frank Jones!
Well, Mr. Jones, yeah, turns out you didn't need your compass after all.
What?
Yeah, you made it to the Anandapur Avian Sanctuary all on your own.
I did? Whoa! Look at that!
Yeah.
Oh.
That was Ross the Silver Gull and Harold the Hadad Ibis.
Ooh.
And I'm Adam. And I'd be happy to help Russell get his bird badge.
Oh, that's great, Adam. But first things first, I gotta find that little...
Come on, Doc. This way, boy. I picked up a trail headed this way. It's leading right to Troop Leader Jones.
Russell! Oh, I should have warned everybody. The dog talks.
That's a new one.
Oh, it sure is.
Troop Leader Joe.
Huh?
Look at all of those birds.
I know.
I like the pretty birdies. Yes, I do.
So do I. Oh, Russell, I would like you to meet Adam.
My name is Russell. Wilderness Explorer Tribe 54, Sweat Lodge 12.
Hi there. My name is Doug.
Oh, he'll just go off like that all the time. He's always talking. Always.
Oh, yes, I can talk. I have just met you, and I love you.
Okay, now it's just getting awkward. You're a good doggy. Yes, you are. You're a good doggy. Look at the people. Okay, now, Russell, now that I found you and your dog, I gotta get you back home safe and sound. Although, to be honest, I'm not quite sure which way home is. We're a little bit lost. I'm gonna need my compass.
If you are lost, I am a great tracker. I can find you. Oh, yes, I can, because squirrel!
And there it is. I think I'll stick with the compass.
We can't go yet.
Right.
We only just got here. And you promised us a great bird adventure.
I know, but people will be worried about you, Russell, and it's my responsibility to get you home safe and sound.
It's also your responsibility to help me get my bird badge.
Right, I know.
I really think I can help.
Well,
With my bird badge?
Yeah, in my time here, I've learned to interpret the bird's natural behaviors in order to better understand them. And you can too,
Yes.
Russell.
Hey, are they wilderness explorers too?
Squirrel! Oh, they are not a squirrel.
no, they're not a squirrel.
But they might be wilderness explorers, though.
Oh,
Has
yeah.
anyone out there been earning any badges today?
What? Oh, excellent!
Then they should know our motto.
Yeah, they should.
Oh please, oh please, oh please, can I read it?
Oh, okay, yes, you can lead the motto, but first I need my compass back, all right? Everybody get ready to repeat the motto with Russell here. There it is. Aha! The Wilderness Explorer compass. They're very delicate. If you scratch the glass, they're no good at all. I'm going to put it here in my protective pouch for safekeeping. Well, you know what? I'm going to take the pouch off so that I can have a greater range of motion when we do the motto. I can put it over here. Go ahead, Russell.
Repeat after me. An explorer is a friend to all.
An explorer is a friend to all.
Be it plant or fish or tiny mole.
Be it plants or fish or tiny mole.
The wilderness must be explored.
The wilderness must be explored.
Caw, caw, roar.
Roar!
Caw, caw, roar!
Good job. Give yourselves a round of applause. Very nice. It's not nice. Can you really help the kid get his bird badge?
Sure can.
Oh, that's great, Adam. Okay, how do we get started?
Well, has anyone here ever had a great bird adventure before?
We did. With our bird friend, Kevin.
What, Kevin?
Oh, I do miss the Birdman Kevin. Yes, I do.
Have any of you seen Kevin?
What?
I
No.
just know she's nearby.
No, nobody has seen. Raise your hand if you saw Kevin. You what? Oh, come on. I get it. All right. Some of your friends share your enthusiasm for imaginary birds. Amazing. But is there something we can see right here and now, you know, in the real world?
Sure. Do you want to meet some more of the birds who call this place home?
Yes.
I do. I can't wait to have another bird adventure.
Whoa, look, fellas. Now that's a bird.
Look at that, Doug.
That is an interesting bird.
He sure is. That's Miles. He's a trumpet or hornbill from Africa.
I'll look it up in my big book of all birds. Let's see. Here we go. Trumpeter hornbills are designed for extreme flying. They can maneuver and dart in and around trees, catching flying insects, their favorite treat, without losing speed.
Yeah. Do you want to see how Miles flies in the wild?
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, we're going to have to create a forest.
Oh, yeah, come with me. Oh, I can.
So, if you're seated here at the edge of the aisle, and you want to help with Miles, go ahead and stand up,
Okay.
and then turn to face the explorer right across the aisle from you. And then, we're going to hold our arms high up like this, like a canopy of trees, and we're going to see if Miles wants to fly right through everybody's arms.
Whoa, okay.
Sounds pretty cool. We got a forest growing in, looking good. Now just hold it.
Okay, nice forest.
Like this?
Yeah, that's it.
Now just keep still and respect our feathered friend Miles, but watch closely because when he flies, he's really fast.
Whoa! Fabulous!
Did you see that, Blake?
Well, hey, that was great. Can we get our friends on this side to do it too?
Sure.
Okay, just like over there. Keep on the ends, stand up, face each other, and put your arms up like a canopy of trees. Oh boy, we're building another forest.
Keep an eye out for Miles though, because he'll be coming from the back. Here he is!
Whoa, amazing! Look at that bird! Hey, let's give a round of applause to our volunteer explorers. Oh, you guys make great trees. In fact, you were tremendous. Get it?
Really going out on a limb there.
Yeah. Well, I thought I'd branch out.
You know, Miles, you were so awesome, buddy, but I don't have any flying insects.
What? Well, then he's leaving you.
But I know he heard I didn't have any, but I do have a grape though, so not to fret at all, Miles, because if you'd like, yeah, I figured that would work. Now, let's see what happens if I toss this up in the air and he spots it.
Oh! He got it!
That was so cool. Does anybody want to try it?
All right, you guys want to try? All right, you want to try? Right, come on over here. All right, here's what's going to happen. We're going to throw the grape up in the air. You fly up and catch it. All right, here we go. All right, now start flapping your wings. There you go. No.
I think it would be a lot easier if we could just have her throw the grape.
Oh, that works too.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. What was your name? Lily? Okay, Lily, here's what I'm going to do.
Hi, Lily.
I'm going to give you this grape, and let's turn to face your friends and family so they get a cool picture for you. And then you're going to hold that in your hand. I'm going to see Doug and Russell count to 3, and when they do, you're going to toss that grape high up in the air as high as you can, okay? We'll see if Miles will catch it. Sound good? All right, what do you think, boys? Will you give us the countdown?
1, 2, 3.
Good toss and nice job, Lily.
Good job, Lily. Hey, Lily, you know what? I think that's why there's no more flying grapes left in Africa, huh? Nothing.
And you're surprised by that. You know, we have so many more birds to share, Miles. You already know the way home.
Hey, nice to meet you, Miles. Okay, everybody, that was a trumpeter hornbill. Is there another bird?
There sure is.
Is it a snipe? I've never even seen one of those.
What?
You're a snipe. You're a snipe.
Wait, fellas, no, we gotta talk about this whole snipe business thing. See, I should have told you. No, they're not gonna be in the bushes over there either. Yeah, oh boy, Whoa, fellas, look over here.
Find the birdie. Find the birdie. Point.
Wow, he has a big beak. Just like Kevin.
He sure does. You know, this guy's a brown hornbill. He's also from Africa.
Africa, let's see Africa. Brown hornbills are amazing birds. They get their name from feeding on the ground with their big beaks.
Which they can use with the force of a sledgehammer.
Ooh.
Hey, Troop Leader Jones.
Yeah?
Which way's Africa?
I think it's over, I don't know. You know what? Let's use the compass. I put it here in the bag. Oh no, he's got my bag right there. I need to,
No, leave that alone. That looks important.
Okay, here we go. All right, now, oh no, the compass.
The Wilderness Explorer compass.
Let me check. Oh no,
That's a compass.
was a compass.
Oh, he is an angry birdie.
No, he's not angry, Doug. He's smashing food. That's just one of the behaviors that birds learn to survive in the wild.
Yeah, crushing your spirit is just a side effect.
Oops. I think he might have scratched the glass.
Huh? But no, don't do that anymore.
Maybe a little, but you know, not all birds are so wild.
Oh?
Yeah, there are some that actually live pretty closely with people.
Okay.
Like around here, there are plenty of ducks, right? You see those guys around? And also the white birds with the big long beak are ibis and guinea fowl. Helmeted guinea fowl.
Guinea fowl?
Yeah, which is kind of like the African version of a chicken.
Oh.
We also see a lot of chickens.
Hey.
Oh, chicken birdies. Oh, come here, you chicken birdies. Come here. Come back, chicken birdies. Oh.
We'll break that.
Yeah, don't let him get the chicken birdies.
Come back, boy.
They're in for more than they can handle. Chickens are fast. And they're pretty smart too, right?
Surprisingly smart.
I guess there's a lot of smart birds out there. Some of them smarter than talking dogs.
Like parrots?
Ooh, parrots,
Yeah, but they can be some of the most challenging pets that you could have in the home.
They can bite.
Scream.
Ah!
No.
What? Oh, the birds! The birds will scream! The birds will scream. I thought he meant me. Yeah. Oh, and they poop everywhere. Oh, that's interesting. Wait, why would they put that in the book?
I hope there's not a picture.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Oh, it says here, some parrots are so smart, they can mimic the sound of the world around them. Ooh.
It's true. Do you want to meet one of those birds right now?
Sure.
Well, perfect, because this is Groucho. Thanks, Lauren. Now, Groucho here is a really, really cool type of parrot. He's what's called a yellow-naped Amazon parrot. And before we get started, Groucho, we have a great audience, and I think you should say hello.
Hello!
was yellow-named Amazon parrots. They're usually found in the forest of Central America. But Groucho's grown up with people his entire life, and he's learned to mimic all sorts of neat stuff. Let's see if he wants to show off. What do you think, bud? Things about Groucho here, it isn't that he can sing that one song. He can actually sing 7 different songs from start to finish. So, do you want to hear another one?
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, they've been great. So first, why don't you give them a kiss? Good stuff, that kiss. Cheeky, huh? You know, Groucho, you can pick any of your other 6 songs, whatever you'd like to sing for everybody out here. How about an encore? He absolutely is. You know, most parrots, they never learn how to talk. And on top of that, they can live to be pretty old, too, like 50 years old.
50 years?
Yeah, 50 years.
Woo! Boy, I guess that's why they say, when it comes to parrots, the sky's the limit. They're saying that all the time.
Yeah, who's saying that?
Yeah, he did, right there. Oh, look, there's a chicken again.
Oh, chicken birdie, be my friend. Oh, please be my friend. I am back now from tracking chickens.
Did you have fun chasing the chickens?
Oh, yes, they were fast.
But not as fast as Kevin. She could outrun them.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes, that bird Kevin is much, much faster.
And she was bigger, like a dinosaur. But we were never scared. Not once.
Oh, no?
Oh, no, we were not scared. Not at all.
Because we're brave explorers. Nothing scares us. Right, boy?
Gesundheit. Well, I'm proud of you boys. Not afraid of anything.
That is terrific, because you are going to love our next bird then.
A dinosaur!
Scary birdie, scary birdie.
Well, no, wait, fellas, they're not scary, just big, right?
Right, there's nothing to be afraid of. He's an Andean condor. His name is Ozzy.
Oh, boy.
That is a big birdie.
Yeah, he sure is. The Andean condors are the largest member of the vulture family. His wingspan is 10 feet wide.
Whoa!
Oh, that's right, Russell, but no need to worry. It says here vultures come in all sizes.
That's so true. Ready for a closer look?
No!
You know, what makes these birds so special in the circle of life is what they love to eat.
Ah, they eat carrion. And here's a picture. Oh, no! Oh!
Yeah, the rotting carcasses of the animals that have died in the wild. Which is pretty gross, but it's so important. You see, in nature, nothing is ever wasted. When an animal dies, vultures come along and they clean up that mess, which stops the spread of disease.
So, in a way, you can call condors nature's recyclers.
That's right. You know, if we all did a little bit more recycling in our own way, the earth would be a much cleaner place. But my favorite thing about these birds is how cute they look when they run on the ground. What do you think? Duck the wings? Whoa, that was Ozzy!
Hey! Nice! Gesundheit.
And you know, he's only one of the birds that we love to see around here. There are many more than that, too. Like that guy flying in right now. That is Fraser. Fraser Crane.
Really? Fraser Crane? And I thought I was the guy with the bad dad jokes.
Hey, Doug, say hi.
Hi there. I would like to meet you.
What? No. I see a lot of that in your future, Doug. All right, let's see. Crown crane. Ooh, crown crane is the national bird of the country of Uganda, where they're treated practically as royalty with their tall gold crown. Ooh, good point. Can't you just imagine them flying over the plains?
Pretty birdie, so pretty.
He sure is, Doug. Let's see if he wants to come down for a closer look. When he's all done with his treats, I'll ask and see. How cool is that? Hey, do any of you guys want to feed Frazier?
I do.
Oh, cool. Russell, I've got some of his favorite treats for you and a bowl too, so come on over. Here's your bowl. There are your treats. There you go.
Oh, wow.
Russell, you've got him literally eating out of your hand.
He really goes gaga for birdseed.
He does.
My hair sticks up like that, my mom makes me brush it.
Very funny, Russell. But believe it or not, there's no hair on this bird at all. And that crest on his head, and even his eyelashes are all modified feathers. And the neat thing is the ones on his head, they're shaped like a corkscrew. They stand up like that all the time. And that was Frazier Crane.
Hey!
Oh, that's a very friendly bird.
Sure was, Doug. And up next, we have my favorite bird. Probably my favorite animal of all time.
Fellas, look!
A symbol of pride for the United States of America, the bald eagle.
Woo! Bald eagle.
Everyone, meet Hope.
A bald Bernie?
Well done. Bald eagles aren't actually bald.
How majestic.
And inspiring too. You know, not long ago, the bald eagle was placed on the endangered species list. But then, through conservation efforts, all of us played a huge part in helping their population to recover. And now, I'm happy to say that the bald eagle is no longer an endangered species.
Hey! Good for them.
Wow, that shows a lot of determination. It also shows that we can really make a difference.
You're right, Russell. If we make a conscious effort to protect the planet and the beautiful creatures that we share it with, we can make a big difference.
Thank you, Hope.
Oh boy, this really has been a great bird adventure.
You know, that's right, Russell. And did you know that there are literally thousands and thousands of bird species that live all over the world? And you don't even have to go that far to find them either. Many can be found right in your backyard or even at your local parks back at home.
You know, I learned something too. Whether it's an eagle or an owl or a brown hornbill, every bird has its own incredible story. And learning their story is just the beginning of your adventure.
Oh, Russell, look at the topo toucan up there.
That's a cool bird.
And there's a spectacled owl over here with Lauren.
Whoa, whoa, heads up, Russell! You've got a new friend!
They like me. They really like me.
Oh, Russell, you've truly had a great bird adventure. And so, I hereby decree that you, and Doug, I guess, have hereby earned your Wilderness Explorer bird badge! Hey, everybody, Russell got his bird badge!
Gee, thanks, Troop Leader Jones.
You earned it, Russell.
Troop Leader Jones, I think you're the best troop leader ever.
You're my favorite leader of troops.
Thanks, fellas. Oh, hey, what about Adam? We couldn't have done it without him. Right, folks, huh?
My pleasure. We're so glad that you were all able to visit our feathered friends here today.
Treasure the wilderness and the creatures that are around you. The wilderness must be explored.
That's right, Russell. Look!
Wow!
Well, now it's time to get you boys home.
See you later, wilderness explorers.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Here we go. Back to base camp. Right this way. All right. Guys, we're going this way. Remember when we set up this... Oh, wait.
Oh, chicken birdies again. Oh, I love chicken birdies. Come here. Oh, come here.
No,
Come here.
Keep on this way.
Hey, no.
I love chicken
Russell,
birdies.
get the dog. We're going back to the I'm sorry. Bye, everybody. Hey, where you guys going?
Thank you all so much. You've been an amazing audience. If we like, we invite you to come to the end of the stage, chat with the caretakers for a little bit. But most importantly, have a wonderful day tonight for everyone. Goodbye.
Remember to remain seated at all times. That does mean the little ones as well. Please keep a tight grip on all your personal belongings. Make sure nothing falls out of the vehicle. And remember, we're guests in the animals' home, not the other way around. So please refrain from calling out to them and make sure we treat their area with respect as we travel on through it. But that just about covers it. Let's dive right on in. Welcome to Little Missouri Forest. Literature is home to animals more timid, more shy, like the okapi traveling about to your right-hand side. See, it's got a dark brown coat with some very familiar black and white striped legs. Its closest relative, the giraffe, not the zebra. You can tell a little bit in the neck area, the head structure, and specifically within the male okapi, as they too have ossicones atop their head. Ossicones are the fuzzy pom-pom-like features on top of the giraffe's head as well, so as you can see, they share them too. They also communicate to their young using an infrasonic frequency, something that is far beyond our own range of hearing. A little further ahead, the trees grow a bit closer together. The animals love it for that express purpose. They are masters of camouflage. They hide pretty well. They definitely use the closer environments here to their advantage, so we'll look closely to see if we can find anything around this territory. Now, I'll give you a little bit of background on some of the animals we might find as we're traveling through. I'm sure you're familiar with the term grazers, or animals that will eat what's growing off the ground, but many of the animals that live here and throughout the reserve are actually browsers, animals that will eat what's growing upwards. Off of bushes, small trees, and the like, you get the idea. You can kind of determine which animals belong to which category depending on the environment you find them in. For example, not a lot of grass here, right? Yeah, it's going to be just the vegetation growing upwards, so they're mainly browsers around this area. Take a look off here to your left to see some greater kudu. Looks like 3 of them just before the plant life. They've got a light brown coat, almost grayer in color. Greater kudu are one of the largest antelope in all of Africa. You can tell these are female by the lack of horns, only the males will end up having them, but they all share the same thin white stripes along their back. They're used for camouflage and let them blend in pretty well to their surroundings, the environment around them. Now let's leave the forest behind us. There you go. A group of them all together is referred to as a bloat. It's not really a flattering name, but that is what it's called. So you can see a small bloat just behind the island on your left. Their skin secretes a very convenient liquid. It's red in color, acts as a coolant, as well as a natural bug repellent too. Definitely helps around this area. You can see some pink-backed pelicans live here too, known for the pink coloration that's on their back during mating season, which tends to be towards the very end of the summer, so we have reached that point in the year. Although the coloration is most easily seen when they spread their wings apart, as their wingspan can reach about the same width as the canopy above your head, stretching from the left to the right-hand side. Look, another hippo is up on an island here to your left as well. Hippos and pelicans aren't the only inhabitants of the river. You'll find that Nile crocodiles are just below as we cross this bridge. Nile crocodiles can reach about 16 feet in length, almost as long as a giraffe is tall. Their diet consists primarily of fish, but they've been known to eat larger prey too, like wildebeest, even zebra once they get the chance. Just about anything that dares get close enough to their powerful jaws, so truly we do want to keep our distance up here. I'm glad the bridge is holding out. Trees. The ones you can see are quite small, but this is as large as they get. They are fully grown. And the spring in their name is no coincidence. They truly can spring 6 feet into the air, 13 feet in distance. Very athletic. They're also the national animal of South Africa, so it's common to see them as the mascot for many sports teams. You can see an Ankole cattle up here as well. See their massive horns atop their head, easy to see even from a distance. Ankole cattle are also known as Watusi cattle, named for the Watusi people who originally domesticated them. It was originally believed that the more Ankole cattle you owned, the wealthier you were, making them a symbol of status, a symbol of that wealth. From tip to tip, the space in between their horns can reach about 6 whole feet in length. But if you look to your left, you'll see a spotted hyena is over here as well. See just over there in front of the den? Let's get a little bit of a closer look. There's actually a couple of them. The spotted hyena might appear canine or feline in nature, but they belong to their very own family. It's referred to as Hyenidae. Within the Hyenidae clan, the lowest-ranking female will still always outrank the highest-ranking male. And although popular media will portray them as scavengers, that's not true. They hunt for their very own food. They don't depend on other animals to find it for them, as they are self-sufficient. And nocturnal in nature, so now that we're getting in the very last bit of daylight hours, they are going to be a bit more active than they would be around midday. A little further up here, you're going to see a lot of termite mounds, the orange cylindrical structures rocketing up towards the sky. Now, the termites have long since left these structures, but they can still be used as sharpening posts. Animals will scrape their horns up and down along these until they're ready to defend themselves from predators, meaning they play an important part to the ecosystem, just like the baobab tree I mentioned before. But all living things out here do, as they're all moving parts in that great big circle of life. Let's see one of those members a little bit closer now. That Ankoli cattle's going to be right up alongside the path. Now, the horns may make them look pretty intimidating, but they're very docile creatures, and they moo just like other cows. Almost on cue.
Just like that.
Wish I could say I planned that.
Together.
We hear ya, we hear ya. Always going for the encore, those Ankoli cattle. Now, the wildebeest just out here in the open area are part of one of the largest migrating groups of animals in the world, as they travel in size of up to 1.5 million. And as a herd altogether, they can travel up to 1,000 miles before finally lying down for a break. They're also known by the locals as the gnu, but that's for the noise they make. A cow will moo, and a white-bearded wildebeest will gnu. It's the same concept, really, but it is spelled G-N-U with that silent G. When they finally do lie down, they all face different directions, so the herd has a total view all the way around, always keeping a watchful eye out for predators during the night. They have special sweat glands all along their body, allows them to keep nice and cool, but it often takes on the appearance of those stripes you can see down the coat. They have special scent glands too. Allows them to smell areas that may have water from incredible distances away. So if you're ever out in the savannah and looking for water, I know it happens a lot, right? Follow the wildebeest. They're heading in the right direction. Now we're going to be pretty close to them just up here along your right, but you'll see eventually we're going to find some giraffe up here as well, just past the very tall trees along the path. Now above your head it'll say reticulated giraffe. You can find reticulated at the Animal Kingdom Lodge, but all the giraffe that live out here are actually Maasai giraffe, and they're named for the Masai Mara region of Kenya, where they hail from. When they're fully grown, they're anywhere in between 18 and 20 feet tall, but when they're born, they're already about 6 feet tall, so they start out pretty tall to begin with. And within an hour of being born, they can already walk, run, pretty much do everything they need to physically be a giraffe, but they never stray too far away from mom. Well, you can see that here. See the little ones a little bit further back? They're still pretty new to the world, still figuring out their environment. A group of giraffe altogether is known as a tower. Pretty easy to remember that one. So you can see that tower of giraffes just a little further back. The pattern of each giraffe is unique to that individual, and you'll never find two with the exact same coat, so it's similar to how your fingerprint is unique to you.
7 of them.
They may be famously known for their incredibly long necks, but if you can believe it, they've got the same amount of bones in their neck that we have in ours. There's only 7. Although the bones are a lot longer than ours are. You could probably guess that part. Let's keep following this path as a slight detour. I want to see if we can find some larger animals along the way. Yeah, so far a lot of trees have been knocked down in the area. Might be a good sign that elephants have moved through. They do love the taste of tree roots, so it's pretty common for them to knock down a tree for something to eat. Even doing so if there's some vegetation that's just out of reach of their trunk. Well, that's simple, they just bring it a bit closer to the ground. That's problem solving at its finest. You might begin to see that in these walls that surround the path up here. They do have trace amounts of red clay within them. Elephants love the taste of red clay. They like to dig their tusks into it up and down for a great snack that's high in nutrition, great source of vitamins. You can see that along either side, some boulder marks here, some footprints along the ground that match. We'll try to catch up to them if possible. Kansai. They are a very friendly species, known to wrap their trunk up around the shoulder of another elephant to say hi, as it means the same thing that a hug means to us. Now I gotta move her just a little bit here, but keep watching just across from the pond. Of course, that means we're also passing the greater flamingo. The greater in greater flamingo just stands for the sheer size of them. They are the largest species of their kind. There's a lesser flamingo too. They're just a little bit smaller, and you can find them in front of the Tree of Life over on Discovery Island. The pink color they're so well known for is from their diet of brine shrimp. They eat a ton of that, and brine shrimp contains beta-carotene, which is what gives them the pink hue. You see that elephant on the move out there a little bit clearer now.
Pink chickens.
We still have a lot more of the savannah to explore, though. We gotta make our way up around here roughly 3 seconds flat with a top speed of 70 miles per hour. But they're not distance runners, they're actually sprinters. They can't hold that speed for very long. So after a short period of time, they do have to take a break like everybody else. This one up here is going to be a little bit closer. Just hang tight, friends. Keep those cameras ready. You'll see just up here in the second there's a tree that kind of splits like a Y. You want to look just to the right of that up here in the top right corner.
He's laying down.
See just up here? No, not everyone's going to get a great view at once. So I'm going to creep along real slow, but keep looking behind this tree with the white bark to see that spotted coat. They are primarily daytime hunters. Unlike the cats you might have at home, they don't have retractable claws. Their claws are out 100% of the time. They're always ready for a prey to make its way across their path. They're also one of the largest cats to still purr. When cats get to a certain size, they no longer have that ability. They end up roaring instead. I don't mean those lions that like to hang out at a Kobe rock formation, but I'm going to get a little bit quieter now because you can see directly ahead. We are going to be passing one of those white rhino I had mentioned before. So be very careful. Now we will catch up to the lions at the very edge of the Great Plateau. Let's take a look at our friend right off here at the left for the moment. Looks like they may be finding a little bit of sunscreen there, huh? Not exactly white in color, right? But after rolling around in that mud, it does give them an orchard tint, if not a lighter brown in most cases. As for the lions, well, they're inactive about 20 hours out of the day. So what you see them doing now, pretty common behavior. The mighty king taking a mighty snooze. Guess you can't really call it a snooze for 20 hours, more like a slumber if anything. They're only active for about 4 hours at night, and they're for hunting. But not all lions would do the hunting. The females, the lioness, are the true apex predators. They'll go out and hunt. The male lion stays behind, watches over the territory, and protects the cubs from outside danger. Here's the other lioness. So see 3 in total up here. During the daytime, they got about the same sense of vision and hearing that we do, but at night, 6 times that of our own. Excellent nocturnal hunters. These animals on the hillside just before them, these are waterbuck. They have a slick, oily substance to their coat that allows them to glide in and out of water at a moment's notice to evade their predators. And I know what you're thinking, but that same slick, oily substance actually emits an odor that predators don't like. They do not like the smell of it, so it keeps them at bay. They're beautiful, majestic creatures, those lions, but as you can see, they're still really big cats. They do love their naps all throughout the day, and in various positions, too. Look at that female resting on her paw there. We'll leave them to it for now. I did see a couple more white rhino just up around the corner. It looked like some bonsabuck, maybe a couple more waterbuck, too. Now the bonsabuck are going to be a little bit smaller. They got a brown coat, and it kind of looks like they're always wearing socks from the knee down. They got some white legs down below. Bonsabuck have an interesting story, but it is quite sad. Due to poaching and hunting for their coats, at one point in time, there were only 17 of them left in the world. A frightening thought as they were almost poached to extinction. One farmer took notice of their diminishing numbers, started protecting them on his land, keeping them safe from harm, and eventually reserves like this one have been able to help too, to keep that population more steady, more balanced, but that threat is still always out there for them, like many of the animals we've seen thus far. Oh, and I nearly forgot. A group of rhino all together, it's known as a crash. So you did see a small crash of rhino back there. I know, right? Bloat of hippo, tower of giraffe, crash of rhino. They had a field day with the naming. Although a group of cheetah is called a coalition, and I don't know what to make of that. But we have one more destination to make our way through. It's Magadi Glen, just over this bridge. And it's home to the scimitar horned oryx, which is another rare sight, and I do mean that in all sincerity. I myself rarely ever see this animal out of hiding. The scimitar horned oryx can go months on end without drinking any water, and that alone sounds pretty impressive. But the grand total? 9. 9 whole months. Their natural habitat is the desert, where it's very hard to find water in those harsh areas, so its system is trained to hold on to whatever water they can find for that impossibly long period of time. It is a little easier to find water here in Magadi than it would be in the desert, but should the situation ever arise, the oryx does have that capability. An incredibly valuable trait to have, that's for certain. And their horns curved, pointed back, work as an excellent form of defense. It stops predators from getting the jump on them from behind. Well, in more of a literal sense.